It's very nice to go traveling, to join the army in Rome. It's very nice to go traveling, but it's so much nicer, yes, it's so much nicer to come home.
It's very nice to play hostess, to read a welcome back poem. It's very nice to help Daddy when he's telling Elvis, and it's very nice to have him home.
I am Joey Bishop, and I'm here to bring him some jokes. But I tell you folks that no jokes he brings will get half the laughs he gets whenever he sings. What do you know about singing? I wasn't there when they told him that he'd have to go across the foam. I wasn't there when they told him he would have to give up his guitar, his fancy car, and comb.
Seeking answers where the town hasn't answered.
And they're all fancy prances. Take my word, 'cause I know 'em. It's very nice to go traveling, but it's so, so nice to come home.
The Frank Sinatra Timex Show, brought to you by Timex, the world's largest manufacturer of watches. Timex watches take a licking and keep on ticking. That's the reason more people buy Timex than any other watch in the world. Presents From Miami Deep, It's Nice to Go Traveling, or Welcome Home Elvis, starring Sammy Davis Jr., Joey Bishop, Nancy Sinatra, and special guest star Elvis Presley.
The fountain blue is a gasser. It's known from Norway to Nome. Miami Beach has the weather which we much prefer to Paris, London, yes, and even Rome. Let the drums start drumming. Let the guitar start strumming. Hey, Frank! Look and see who's coming. Where? It's smiles that glitter like chrome. Where? What happened? I think it's over here. There it is. But it's so, so nice. He's here in person.
I may pass out.
Tommy won't like it. Where the heck are his sideburns? German. Well, I'll be a hound dog. And that's the opening, friends.
What are they all screaming about? Are the rates too high in Florida or something?
This is wilder than BJ Day, you know that?
You know, I had the feeling all along that Elvis was going to re-enlist.
You know, there's some pretty important people who are hoping that he'd stay in.
Some very important people were hoping he'd stay in. People like Fabian, Ricky Nelson, Tab Hunter. They're all wishing he'd stay in.
Frank Sinatra.
I'll tell you one thing, Frank. You're a pretty good loser. I mean, throwing this homecoming must have set you back a few bucks.
Well, I figure it's the last show of the season, you know, and why should I skimp at a time like this?
Skimp? You didn't skimp. They tell me that for what it's costing you for Presley, you could have presented World War II in person.
True. Yeah, you know, it was a tough decision to make, though.
Well, I'll tell you, I think you used good judgment. Elvis is certainly more topical.
Did you hear about the gift I'm giving him?
You're giving Elvis a gift?
Of course.
Now, how can a man who has everything give anything to a man who already has everything?
Well,
It's like giving Dinah Shore smiling lessons.
No, it's not that kind of a gift, Joe. It's really something different.
You got him a Conway Twitty album?
Now, get serious, will you, Joey? I'm giving Elvis back the 2 years that he spent in the Army.
Well, at least it's something he wouldn't buy for himself. But it's a trick, I'll tell you that. Even you exhausted one.
Exalted.
1,000 pardons. Exhausted one. Even you can't bring back time.
I can't, eh? Will you watch this?
I know this is going to sound stupid, but what are it?
This is my time machine. What do you think of it?
I think no home should be without one.
Say, young lady, I know you from someplace.
I'm Nancy, your daughter.
Oh, yes, with the laughing face, I remember.
How do you know this machine is going to work?
Because she's my daughter. She does anything I tell her.
Good child. What does this contraption do?
It picks out and brings back the most important dates.
Like, for example, what, Mr. Edison?
Well, you can call me Irving. Let's say that you want August 1958.
Irving Edison? Why would I want August 1958?
Because a couple of records were made in August 1958.
That's right. Herb Elliott ran the mile in less than 4 minutes.
That's right. And then I came along and I made a record of 2 minutes and 44 minutes. Seconds, I mean.
One mistake you're entitled to. You are joshing.
Joshing? I'm not. Time machine, 1958.
August 1958. Son of a gun, it works.
I told you. Those fingers in my hair that slide come here to stare, that strips my conscience bare, it's witchcraft. And I've got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you lead me to. It's such an ancient pitch, one I wouldn't switch. Ain't no nicer witch than you. 'Cause it's witchcraft, that cuckoo witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my heart says yes, indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. But it's such an ancient pitch, one that I'd never switch. 'Cause there's no nicer witch than you. You pretty witch.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Cameron Swayze for Timex. And since the program is originating in Florida, we thought it would be appropriate if we came to the famous Marine Studios here in Marineland, Florida, where the porpoises are not only playful, but educated as well. Here's their trainer, Andre Cowan. We're glad to have you with us, Andre. And this porpoise is Nellie. Nellie is going to give us a very educational demonstration that will prove that Timex waterproof watches can really stand up to their claims for being completely waterproof and shock resistant. And she is going to do it by taking this Timex waterproof watch right here over the hurdles in every sense of the word. We've affixed this Timex waterproof to this baton. Now, Andre, will you place the baton in Nellie's mouth? And then Nellie will go over the hurdles. We'll see two really remarkable demonstrations. One by Nellie, one by Timex. A 300-pound porpoise going over three 3-foot hurdles. There's the first one. Remember that Timex takes the full brunt of the blow each time. And now she'll turn around and come back. And here she comes. 1, 2, 3, and let's see how that Timex took the torture test. Thank you, Andre. Let me move over here, ladies and gentlemen, so you can get a good close-up and see what I have just seen. That this Timex waterproof is still ticking perfectly. Truly an incredible demonstration. But Timex, with its exclusive V-conic movement, takes such a licking and keeps on ticking. Remember, a Timex waterproof always says waterproof, either on the dial or on the back of the case. Timex is also anti-magnetic and has an unbreakable mainspring, yet costs as little as $9.95. For the youngsters, there is the smaller Timex Sportster. It, too, is waterproof and shock-resistant and priced for as little as $9.95. Timex makes the perfect graduation gift. Another reason why more people buy and give Timex than any other watch in the world.
April 1959. I mean, April 1958. Well, somebody gave me the wrong card. I think the machine is cracking. Anyway, Elvis, here's the month you shouldn't be without, because one of the things you missed was the premiere of Samuel Goldwyn's great motion picture production, Porgy and Bess. And in the role of Sport and Life, the amazing Sammy Davis Jr., September 1958.
There's a boat that's leaving soon for New York. Come with me, that's where we belong, sister. You and me can live that high life in New York. Come with me. There you can't go wrong, sister. I'll buy you the swellest mansion up on Upper Fifth Avenue. And to Harlem we'll go strutting, and there'll be nothing too good for you. I'll dress you in silks and satin, in the latest Paris style, and your blues you'll be forgetting. There'll be no fretting, just nothing but smile. Come along with me, that's the place. Don't be a fool, come along. Come along. There's a boat that's leaving soon for New York. Come with me, that's where we belong. That's
April 1959, the recent marriage of Prince Akihito to the commoner name Michiko gave a Japanese slant to everything from agriculture to television. Now take a squint at the Oriental offerings by Leona Irwin and the Tom Hansen Dancers and Ratsa Ruck.
Admiring ourselves again, eh?
Son of a gun always buys his own records.
I was just planning to tell Elvis what happened to the record business while he was away. Albums started selling again, my albums.
You're going to tell Elvis about records?
Hey, what are you doing, committing Harry Carey, Big Daddy? Now, come on, boys. Look, now, let's not. I made some pretty good albums here, didn't I?
What?
Like this one. Yeah. Look at all of these. Yeah. Clever?
Hey, look at that. There's Ferlin Husky.
Ah, who's the wise guy here? And look, this one won an award.
For best singing?
Forget it.
Nelson won it for the best orchestration.
Forget it.
Wait a minute, I think I know what he got it for.
I know. Don't tell me, Joey. Best sound engineering.
No, you both lose.
What?
It was the best cover.
You son of a gun, I didn't know you could draw. You painted the whole...
accusing the leader of not being able to draw,
I made a mistake. I am sorry, O ruler of us all.
That's all right. Whatever they think, it did contain some good songs. Like this one, for instance.
Just like a leaf that has blown away, gone with the wind. My romance has flown away. Yesterday's kisses are still on my lips. I have a lifetime of heaven at my fingertips. But now all is gone. Gone is the rapture that thrills my heart. Gone with the wind. The gladness that fills my heart, just like a flame. Love burned brightly, then became an empty smoke dream that has gone, gone with the wind. Just like a flame, love burned brightly, then became an empty smoke dream that has gone, gone with the wind. Gone with the wind.
May 1959. Dean Martin is seen driving along in his new convertible, puts out his left hand to make a left turn, and someone steals the olive out of his martini. May 1959. A new sound is heard in music, and I must say it's about time a new sound is heard. It all started when a tenor chipmunk named Alvin got lucky with one cornball record. And now every het rodent in the forest fancies himself a singer. But out of the whole rat pack, there's only one group that really swings. They call themselves the Nutty Squirrels. Unfortunately, they can't be with us tonight. But they sent along this basket of nuts to take their place. Elvis, here's Tom Hanson's Dancers and his Waltzing Mice and Oh-Oh, May 1959.
March 1958. Now, that was a kooky month. It was Academy Award time, and for the first time, a 2-hour television show was presented in an hour and 15 minutes. Now, we couldn't bring you all of the stars who participated, but we can bring you a man who, pound for pound, packs more talent into a small frame than anyone in show business. Here again is Sammy Davis, Jr., and March 1958. You are there.
Thank you very kindly. We here at the Academy are proud to have this show this evening, and we would like at this time to present the first award for the best costuming in a motion picture, color or black and white. And here's the man to present that to you, Mr. Cary Grant. Good evening. Hello, Eliza. How are you? I'd like to say, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cary Grant, but they've made a horrible mistake backstage. I'm not supposed to be on now. I don't present the award until later. The man that's supposed to be here at this precise moment is my friend and fellow actor, Mr. Jimmy Cagney.
You dirty rat, you. I do that stuff, Sam. James Cagney, all those guys. Anybody else, just open up your mouth and my voice will come through.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next award will be presented by that well-known tough man of the screen, Mr. Edward G. Robinson.
Now, so listen here, you guys. Got a bad news for you. See, the bear I can sing, the boys I can sound, to be smart. Where you going, Frank? I'm doing the impression. What are you walking out and taking a bow for? What is that? If you can't do the guy, just say you can't do him. You know, that's why you'll never be ambassador to Italy. You don't know how, that's right. You don't know how to conduct yourself.
Oh, fellas.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't want you behind the stage now with Sneaky like you did at the Sands and here at the hotel. Stay out here where I can keep an eye on you while I do the rest. There'll be no more kibitzing. Stay out here. Let me do my own act.
Just watch.
Just watch. Stand there, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, may I present a few singers to you, singing the Academy Award-winning song of that year. First of all, Mr. Nat King Cole.
Was a very old soul. A very old soul was he. Hey, Sam, Frank knows Humpty Dumpty.
And she's the tallest girl I ever bought a drink for.
Who, Humpty?
No, Dumpty.
Oh, I saw Humpty. She's much smaller. She's petite. Go ahead, Sam. That's all right, Sam. Have a lot of fun.
Mr. Nat King Cole. When somebody loves you, it's no good unless she loves you. All the way, happy to be near you when you need someone to cheer you. All the way. Mr. Tony Bennett. Toilet, then the toilet twist. That's how it gotta feel. And deeper than the deep blue is. That's how deep it goes. If it's real. Ladies and gentlemen, our next gentleman we'd like you to meet, Mr. Louis Armstrong. When somebody needs you, it gets so good unless they need you. Do them good and leave years, and mama them in between years. Oh, yes. Last but not least, Mr. Dean Martin.
Mr. Dean Martin the hard way with coffee.
Oh, Lord. What a Rolina. Oh, Lord. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you. Oh, holy mackerel, Sapphire. Let me explain here the whole thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if all the women in Texas look like your mama, Sapphire, the Lone Ranger gonna be alone for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very kindly. At this time, to finish off this particular section of singers, we bring to you a man in a different light. You don't know him on this particular guise, but we'd like you to meet him. My impression of Mr. Peter Lawford, not solving a mystery, but singing. Gentlemen, if you will. Hey, what about this? There he is, the charming one, Charlie Snob. How you feeling? Charlie? No, I didn't expect you here. Frank didn't tell me.
You'll hire a writer.
Hey, what about that? You want to do something?
Yes, I came. I thought maybe I'd dance a little.
You want what?
What? I'd like to dance a little with you.
Did you hear that, fellas? He wants to dance. Take a chance. He wants to dance. He's going to dance with a dancing man. He wants to dance with a dancing man. Oh, what's wrong? Well, you want to dance with me, really?
Yes, I would
well,
like to.
will you help us out, Nelson, please? You're asking for dynamite now. I'm warning you. I'll watch it.
Shall we dance? Shall we lay down some leather? Shall we wail? Shall we fly? Shall we make us some music, you and I? Peter, dig that band. I hear it band. They're just ready to rock us off the stand.
You go first, 'cause I'm feeling skittish.
That means chicken if you're British. Okay, let's take a chance. On the clear, understanding Mr. Fred Astaire won't show up. Shall we wail? Shall we fly? Shall we dance? One more time. On the clear, understanding that Gene Kelly will not show up. Shall we wail? Shall we fly? Shall we dance? Straight ahead. Now, if you beat some time for me, I'll wail a little bit for these nice things. Yeah. Oh, good.
Here's a great act, folks. One guy dances, the other guy applauds. Ready for the big time. Woohoo!
Leave us alone, will you, Joey? Go ahead, Peter. Beat some time for me.
Hurry it up just a little bit.
Beautiful.
You want me to follow that?
Take your best shot.
Okay, Morty.
Come. You did so. Listen, I just want to say, Peter, that you surprised me. I never knew that you could do so well on your own. And since you've done so well, I was wondering, do you think it's possible, Peter, old man?
Yes.
Do you think we might be able to do something together? Well, let's go home now, Mama. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are you guys going to try to do? Get on our applause? We don't need you fellas.
Just a minute, fellas. You've been on for a long time now. You'll have to leave now.
We have another number, sir.
I'm sorry. It's ORF. Or.
What about our medley?
Get off when he tells you to get off, Sam. Get off.
You were just on our side a minute ago.
You like your quarters here in the
Very
hotel?
much.
You like your salary?
Yeah.
You like your billing?
Yeah.
Get off.
Get off, Sam. Do it. And take Freddie Bartholomew with you.
Well, Elvis, that's our little welcome home gift. The 2 years you lost while you were in the Army. And looking back over it, I'm struck with the realization that maybe you didn't miss so much after all. As a matter of fact, all you seem to have lost is your sideburns. Now, folks, what would you say if I were going to sing another song now?
makes me feel like a king. Your kind of love is a treasure I hold. It's so much greater than silver or gold. I know that I held nothing. Wow, if you should go away. But to know that you love me brings fame and fortune my way. Oh, but to know that you love me brings fame and fortune my way. Apple tree, shake, shake, sugar, but you'll never take me. No, sirree, I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm gonna run my finger through your long black hair, squeeze you tighter than a grizzly bear. Yes, sirree. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because out in the kitchen, out in the hall, ain't gonna do you no good at all. 'Cause once I get you in the kissing start, the team of wild horses couldn't tear it apart. That's how the love is gonna keep us alive. Yes. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm out in the kitchen, out in the hall, ain't gonna do you no good at all. 'Cause once I get you and the kissing starts, a team of wild horses couldn't tear that inside. That's how the love is gonna keep us alive. Yes, sirree. I'm gonna stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. Stick like glue. Stick because I'm stuck on you. Stick like glue. Yeah, because I'm stuck on you.
Elvis, I'll tell you something. It was great. It was great, and I'm glad to see the Army hasn't changed it. Wasn't it great?
That's the first time I ever heard a woman screaming at a male singer.
Don't you remember me there, Charlie?
Mr. Presley, but would you think it presumptuous of Frank if he joined you in a duet?
Well, yeah, that would be great.
I would consider it quite an honor. I'll tell you, I'd like to do one of your songs.
All right.
I mean, you know, with you.
Fine, fine. You know, I was wondering, as a matter of fact, while you were singing, Elvis, I thought to myself, I wonder what would have happened if I had recorded Love Me Tender instead of you. I wouldn't have made any difference.
I think it would about 2 million records less.
He said that.
You smarty pants. Oh, what I tell you we'll do you do Witchcraft, okay? And I'll do one of the other ones. Okay? Nelson? We work in the same way, only in different areas.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Those fingers in my hair, that's why come hither stare. That strips my conscience bare, it's witchcraft. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. It's such an ancient pitch, what I would switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than witchcraft. I love you, and I always will. For my darling, I love you.
Man, that's pretty.
And I always will.
Here we are, back at the Marine Studios of Marineland, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, and here's Nellie, our porpoise with a purpose. How's that, Nellie? Oh, I get the message, ladies and gentlemen. Nellie wants us to get on with our demonstration. Now, Nellie's purpose, as you shall soon see, is to show us exactly how waterproof and shock-resistant is this lovely lady's waterproof watch. We've affixed this Timex to the baton, which we will raise with Andre's help to a height of 16 feet. Now, Nellie is going to circle the pool, swim around, gather the necessary momentum, and accomplish a really amazing feat of leaping 16 feet out of the water to catch that baton with the Timex on it. Watch closely. She'll be starting a run around the end of the pool, gathering the momentum to carry her 16 feet. After all, that's twice her length. She's about 7 feet long. There she goes. What a jump. And now let's see how our ladies waterproof took that torture test. Thank you, Andre. I'll take it off this baton, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to affix it to a very sensitive microphone which will magnify the normally quiet ticking. Yes, as you can hear and as I can hear, it is still ticking perfectly. The lovely Timex Ladies Waterproof Watch can certainly take a licking and keep on ticking. And for all its beauty and remarkable performance, the Timex Ladies Waterproof is priced at only $15. And you may choose from these other beautiful watches in the Timex Ladies collection. There is the tonneau watch with its delicate feminine lines and lovely cord strap at $15. And there is the magnificent bangle bracelet with its gleaming tones, priced at only $16.95. Timex Ladies watches make perfect graduation gifts and are 3 perfect reasons why more people buy and give Timex than any other watch in the world.
For my darling, I love you.
It's pretty all the time, Frank.
Sure does, buddy.
And I always will. Thank you, Elvis. Hey,
Nancy, you've met Mr. Presley, haven't
Of
you?
course. How are you, Mr. Presley?
You can call me Elvis.
Oh,
You
thank
call him Mr. Presley cause on account of she's been spoken for.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, dance?
Dance? Me? Oh, you're kidding. You're joshing me.
Why not? I thought it would be appropriate.
Why don't I just read you Winnie the Pooh or something like that?
Oh, come on, Daddy. I'm a big girl now.
Yes, I know, but you grew up so awfully fast.
20 years is fast.
I got everybody believing I'm only 26 years old, chicken.
make me feel so old, like someone who's about to fold. And when you flash your youthful grin, I'm such an ancient individual.
You make me feel so young. Forget those nursery songs you've sung. If you don't think that I have age, how come that I'm engaged?
How and where and when did this thing come to pass?
Dad, I'm no longer a baby.
Alack, and alas, she's a grown-up gas.
Come on, let's harmonize.
I'm having enough trouble with the melody. The whole thing's still a big surprise. Lucky the fellow who sees himself there in your eyes, those big brown eyes.
And I don't need a dowry, Dad.
I guess that ought to make me feel real glad, but it makes me feel so old.
I'm past the age of holding hands.
I'm gonna have to tell that Mr. T. Sands that he's made me feel so old,
Too young.
so old.
I'm so.
Love makes you feel so young. Tell me what?
Dance?
Oh, darling, make it singular. Shall you dance?
Daddy, I can't dance alone.
But look behind the panels and see what a big surprise I got for you. My thanks to you for attending. My thanks for coming along. At last we've come to the ending. But before we go, we'd like you all to know I've had a ball. So to all of you folks, here's a fond-adieu, folks, from the Fountain Blue folks. Until the next time we call, it's been so nice to have had you, like the cartoons say. That's all, folks. Thank you, Elvis. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Tom Hansen Dancer. Thank you, Colonel Parker. Thank you, Hank Sanacola. Thank you, Fontainebleau Hotel. Thank you, Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Mother.
The Frank Sinatra Timex Show. Directed by Richard Dunlap. Produced by Sammy Todd and James Van Heusen. Written by Johnny Bradford. Has been brought to you by Timex, the world's largest manufacturer of watches. Timex watches take a licking and keep on ticking. That's the reason more people buy Timex than any other watch in the world. Production. Elvis Presley is soon to be seen in the Hal Wallace production G.I. Blues, a Paramount picture. We wish to thank the sponsors of The Untouchables for relinquishing their time so that the Frank Sinatra Timex show could be presented. The Untouchables will be seen at the usual time next week over most of these stations. This has been an ABC Television Network presentation.